my dear beauty lovers and formulators. My name is Lana and I'm a founder formulator at Solidamie. We specialise in high quality formulations in a solid bar form with minimum packaging and containing no soap. Our products are highly concentrated and effective, luxurious shampoo and conditioner bars that are activated by water. This is my first ever video in this format and I'm so excited as I've been wanting to record this video for absolute ages, as I know some of you are at the beginning of your journey and I wish I had watched a video like this myself when I was starting out. I'm super excited for you. I had a few of you reach out to me on Facebook and Instagram over the last year or so, asking me if I would recommend studies at Formula Botanica. I've noted down some of your questions and I hope this video will address them. If not, I might do a follow-up, so please leave a comment down below and we'll see. So let's get started. Over the course of this video, I'll share my experience with Formula Botanica to help you make a decision about your possible future studies if you're considering them. If you don't know what Formula Botanica is, it's a UK accredited online organic cosmetic formulation school. They served over 12,000 students in 175 plus countries so far. They won awards for their online courses. They've been great at showing the world that anyone can formulate. They always also try to empower students to change their life through organic skincare and hair care, just like it happened to me, I guess. I wanted to give you a little bit of a background about myself, as my journey to formulation didn't actually start with Formula Botanica. So I've always been creative at heart and obsessed with learning, especially every little detail about various things and how they work. So for example, fermented foods. Hello kombucha and sauerkraut lovers. Complicated food recipes from around the world, for example Vietnamese pho. Baking elaborate French desserts for my loved ones, although I don't have a sweet tooth myself, to be honest. Back in late September 2018, I decided I wanted to study skincare formulation, as it combined three things that I deeply care about, which are number one, creativity, as I studied bachelor's in digital arts and went to art school in Russia when I was little. Well executed process, as I tend to get stuck in with every little detail and try to perfect it. And number three, sustainability. Although at the time I didn't know sustainability practically didn't exist in the beauty industry back then, but you know, we'll talk about that later. So after a short Google search, I found Formula Botanica school and I was extremely excited only to find that I missed the deadline for applying for that semester. I was gutted, but the rules are rules, so I had to carry on my search. And I came across another school which was actually also based in the UK and also a nice school. So that school was open all year round, so I applied and I did a diploma in skincare formulation, which took me about a year as I worked full time, so a year to complete the diploma. It was an okay course, but there wasn't much support for students or any community where you could address your questions or concerns, or actually even simply bounce ideas and meet other students. You can definitely ask a question, but only once a week on a certain day. So if you miss that question, it will take you ages to actually get the answer. So you have to pause your studies, which for me wasn't ideal because I had very limited time for studies, which I allocated each week. So after I finished the course and I did market research, I had to think long and hard what I would like to bring into this world if I was to launch a business. So first of all, I realized I wanted to do hair care products, but without any plastic waste, which was a challenge indeed, as back then everything was plastic based or glass based, which just didn't do it for me. So I spent another year diversifying my studies into learning about hair and the chemistry of hair care products, and I also tasked myself with recreating a pH balanced product that feels luxurious on hair but in a concentrated bar form, so basically without any water or soap or plastic. But even then I realized that I had a lot of gaps in my knowledge, so basically after that year I realized the skincare course I did just didn't include much about stability testing or business running aspects, which were important as I wanted to launch a business, as I mentioned. I wanted, I was thrilled to see that Formula Botanica offered a solution for my so-called knowledge gaps. So I made sure I didn't miss any enrollment deadlines this time around. And I enrolled for the diploma in beauty brand management and certificate in stability testing, as basically I wanted to see what I can do myself and what I can outsource. So first of all, you definitely have to be a self-starter to learn how to formulate, which I'm sure you know. However, when I started my Formula Botanica studies with Formula Botanica, in comparison with our other school, I found that the biggest difference was the community, and I know I talk about it a lot, but in elsewhere. So initially, it was just other students helping you with caring and also cared about your questions in Facebook groups, etc. But over time, the school grew, so they introduced professional formulators assistants, which I found was invaluable when you get stuck. So Lorraine, who's their lovely founder, is great at taking feedback on board, and she always is growing her team and the platform itself. So I noticed that there was constant tweaking of the platform updates and the courses that I already paid for. The downside for me was a very strict time frame to finish the course, but it does make you accountable. It does teach you to be strict with your time management, which is ironically something they actually teach you on the beauty brand business management course. So failing all this, you can still get an extension, but you have to pay for it. So you kind of have to be organized. So now you've heard a summary of my story. I wanted to go through 5 things which I wish I knew back when I decided to start my journey. So number 1 is budgeting, and I know as basic as this sounds, I still think this is number 1. So apart from the fact that I ended up prolonging my studies and getting loads of different courses kind of chopped up, I didn't know what I was going to need, and I didn't know what I wanted to study. It's also other costs which are associated with it, which I didn't know were going to come up, or maybe I just didn't consider. So don't get me wrong, formulation is a huge fun, but be prepared to spend a lot of money on ingredients and equipment if you are serious about your studies and you plan to make something beyond, shea with body butter or face cream. So, because courses don't include any additional things that you require. So number 2 is patience. Basically, be prepared to get creative, research and explore and buy books about various ingredients and essential oils and learn about the healing properties and so on. But enjoy this process because it's very exciting. So don't rush yourself. Diploma courses are not about copying someone else's recipe. There are plenty of those online, but I think you will never learn how to be a proper formulator by copying other people's recipes and formulas. But there's also time and place for those too, as they're good for learning and using as a benchmark or baseline product. So you can start to understand why you need an emulsifier in a formula, why certain products have to have a certain amount of oil or water does, and etc. But as a beginner, you won't be able to identify which formulas are safe and not safe for use. So that's why you need to learn from proper formulas, as I call them, during your studies. So also when I talk about the time aspect, I'm addressing those of you who asked the question, like a patience aspect, questions like, can I launch in 2 months? Absolutely not. I think everyone would be doing it if that was the case. Even if you outsource the manufacturing process to a factory, you won't get your products from them that fast. It takes ages. Number 3, so hair care and skincare courses are totally different things. And learning about hair isn't the same, but learning about skin, as I'm sure you realize this. There is some overlap in the sense that both need pH balanced products, or some oils are beneficial for both skin and hair and can be used in both type of products. But overall, the core of studies are totally different. And if you're not sure at this stage what you would like to study, I would say it's best to pick a program which has both diplomas, as you can just stop one and do another one and straight away. You don't have to wait for enrollment again, and you can save some money as well as time as well. So number 4, end goal, having your end goal. I know when you start it's so hard to look in the future and know what your life is going to be like or what you want it to be like. Some of you are learning as a hobby, and some of you are learning to make products for loved ones or as an additional source of income. But I would say, if you think of a desired end goal and have it in mind, and have in mind what you want to achieve at the end, just because when you're doing a course, you can't expect someone else to decide for you, because there are so many routes you can take. So have a think about which products you want to formulate and why. So why? It's so important to have the why. Is it a cleaning product? Is it a shower gel? Is it a face wash? Is it a leave-on product? Does it have water? I remember when I started my studies, I was so surprised to see as one of the first modules in the course was I had to think about what I'd like to create. I was like, hey, I just want to see what you've got for me. And I think it made my studies so much harder with this attitude. It's like, as I almost expected someone else to decide for me. And number 5, don't be scared to let your personality shine through. I think that you can only learn through trial and error. You can only learn by doing the work, the studies, the research, and walking that walk. We all have so many different preferences in the products that we use based on our skin and hair and scent preferences. So starting making your own products is very exciting, and it's a chance to infuse your personality in them for sure. So for example, for me it was very important to have a unique scent, and I wanted to explore the healing properties of essential oils and make sure my products are eco-friendly at the same time. So that meant for me that I had to pivot into hair care. So by the time I got my diploma in skincare, I needed to start learning again and immerse myself into more in-depth studies about not just hair and its structure and how to clean the hair, but also how to create a solid product which is pH balanced, like shampoo, but doesn't have any water. It doesn't melt when you transport it to other places in the world, other climates, well preserved to last for years. So also works with hard water and soft water, etc. So basically, I wish you all the best with whatever studies you end up doing. Formula Botanica is about to launch their free masterclass series on 20th of September. So if you wish, you can sign up and you'll get a chance to test what it feels like to be their student for free. And I'm going to leave a link down below, so check it out if you're interested. Also, I will link up my product line if you're interested as well, so we ship worldwide, just so you know. So enjoy, and please like this video if you found it useful, and let me know in your comments below if you have any further questions. Loads of love. Bye. Take 1.